My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Health, Senator Gallagher. Contrary to the claims of Labor Senator Pratt this afternoon, clinical evidence shows that puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones used to treat adolescents diagnosed with gender dysphoria cause negative long-term health outcomes such as reduced bone density and impaired fertility. Does the Albanese government support these treatments being administered to young Australians?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Minister.
Thank you, President. I thank Senator Hanson for the question. I didn't hear what Senator Pratt, what her contribution was earlier, but I know that she understands this issue and she has a level of knowledge that probably exceeds most people in this place on the subject. And so even without knowing her comments, I have no problem aligning myself with them. I would also say that on this issue with which I have talked to Senator Pratt and she has educated me, I take that unusual step. On the broader question which you raised on gender dysphoria and the Albanese government's position on it, our position is that every child and every young person should have access to all of the necessary supports that they need to ensure they access appropriate health care regardless of the reason for which they might be seeking that care. That is our position. That is a responsible, mature position. This is a matter between young people, their families and the treating health professionals, whatever they might be, doctors, psychologists, other health professionals. That is the position that we would take. We also think that every time issues around this get raised, people listen and they hear and it affects them. And so we also think that there should be a level of responsibility in this chamber to deal with these matters sensitively and carefully because young people's well-being depends on it.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Hanson, first supplementary.
Minister, in reference to your comment saying that children and parents are listened to, I'm sorry, talk to the mothers of these parents who have had these puberty blockers. They have no say whatsoever. They're listening to children under 18 years of age.
Senator
they have no say
Senator
in their children.
Hanson, do you have a question?
The Daily Telegraph newspaper last weekend reported tenfold increase in Australian adolescents presenting the public gender clinics for treatment for gender dysphoria over the past 8 years. Will the Minister please explain to the Senate what the Albanese government will do to understand this alarming increase?
Minister.
Thank you. Well, I'm not familiar with the article that Senator Hanson refers, but I would go back to my original answer, which is that if young people and their families are seeking support and assistance for health care and health advice through whatever means, if there is an increase in that, that is not necessarily, in fact, that's not a bad thing. I mean, we want people to be accessing the services and care, health care, legal advice, mental health support, whatever they need, in order to get the services they want and need and should receive. These are really, really difficult and complex situations that young people are navigating, and they need access to the full range of support. If they are accessing those services, then good on them. And I hope their families are getting the right support as well and that they are able to receive the care that they need from a country that provides
Thank you, Minister.
that kind of service for them.
Your time has expired. Senator Hanson, second supplementary.
Thank you. As responsible leaders, we all want the best evidence-based outcomes for young Australians. Will the Minister support the referral of these matters for inquiry so the Senate may investigate the causes of this increase in gender dysphoria and explore the long-term health impacts of puberty blocker and cross-sex hormone treatments on Australians' young people? Regardless of the fact of what Senator Pratt has said, it is about having an inquiry so all Australians can hear what's being said by parents, by children, by the medical profession as well.
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Your time has expired. Minister.
I understand that's a motion that will be moved later today, and our voting intention will be made clear when that question is put. I haven't specifically looked at the referral closely. It doesn't fall under my area of responsibility at this stage, but we will have a voting position that is clear on that. But again, I would say these are not necessarily matters that the Senate is best placed to determine on access to healthcare services. We would ensure, I think the responsibility of the federal government is to make sure that the service system is there and that young people and their families are able to use them if they need to in a whole range of healthcare circumstances.